And she's kind of clenching the picture, and she holds on to it and kind of starts more hastily looking and moving towards the running water.
As you move closer to the bathroom, as stated, nothing in this house has changed. Except for when you reach the back hallway. You see a room now painted pink when it was originally a white color the last time you remember it. A small child's bed sits in that room, toys scattered across the floor. A clock across the room reads 2:35.
She's kind of, with her other hand, picking up some of the toys and putting them in a nicer pile. And she's kind of shaking her head. I should go. I shouldn't be here. There's nothing for me here. This was a bad idea. This was a really, really bad idea. She kind of walks out the door, getting ready to maybe pull out her cell phone and just being, I should call Jimmy. This isn't good for me. I'm not okay right now.
As you turn to leave the child's room, the bathroom door on the right opens up. The water has stopped, and your own face meets yours. She gives a gasp as she clutches the towel around herself. You can see the steam coming out of the bathroom. You can see the tub of water there. As you can only hear stuttering noises come out of what is essentially your mirror image's mouth. However, that is only a superimposed image over what appears to be a feather from a feather duster, a ball of twine, and a little bit of glamour.
That's son of a... And she kind of just slams the picture on the floor and just lunges at what looks to be me.
Go ahead and roll strength plus brawl. No defense being applied here.
Okay. Can I do athletics instead of brawl?
Yeah, go ahead and do athletics. It makes sense.
Okay, 3 successes.
You rush into her. She screams at the top of her lungs as you go backwards with her onto the tile flooring of the bathroom.
She kind of starts tightening her grip around her throat and just starts yelling, I know what I am. I know exactly what I am. But do you have any idea what you are? What you did? Where I've been?
She immediately starts grasping at your hands, trying to pull them away. I will go ahead and make a check. What is your strength and your brawl in this case? This would be brawl for her.
Okay. Strength is 3, brawl is 4. Oh, wait. Brawl? Sorry.
Yeah.
0 brawl. That
So
was my
-1.
athletics. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this specifically is brawl.
Okay. Yeah. So 3 strength, 0 brawl.
What's your defense?
Defense is.
I'm assuming it's above 2.
Oh, defense is 6.
Chance die. She grabs at your hands and tries to pry them away. You know your own strength. Her strength mirrors your own. You realize that you wouldn't be able to stop this from happening to you if the situation was reversed.
It's too late. It's too late. I was taken away, and now I'm going to take you away. You are not real. You are not supposed to be here. I was supposed to be here. You took everything from me. And with that, I want to cast a contract.
Okay. Which contract?
But I think it's Field of Regret. I think.
That is the ghost.
Yeah. I want
Okay.
to really make sure that she is terrified, and I want her to suffer.
That is presence plus empathy plus your mantle minus her resolve, which is your resolve. And this costs 1 glamour and 1 willpower. So your mantle is 5, whatever your presence plus empathy is plus 5, and then minus your resolve.
All right, so it's 8, and then minus resolve.
Yes.
So then that's 5. Okay. 2.
The bathroom, despite the hot water still running, gets icy cold as Hedge ghosts from materialize out of essentially the emotion of sadness. And they dive into her and literally rip out a little part of her. She's going to lose a point of willpower here as they take a little bit of her will to live with them. And she's going to take 2 points of lethal damage here. As she's screaming at the top of her lungs to let her live. She has a child, she has a family. Please let her live. She'll give you whatever you want. Just please let her live.
And she kind of slowly releases her grip. Still on top of her.
As you release your grip, she starts gasping for air and coughing.
You have a child. You have... And Sonya's trying really hard to just pull in whatever humanity she has left, but
Give me a
the
composure
more...
roll.
Oof. Oh, sure. Just straight composure?
Yep.
Can I make that a critical failure?
Absolutely. Proceed with that information.
The thought of her, picturing her husband happy and loving and healthy child thoughts that she figured maybe this will help her pull back or bring back her sense of humanity, just angers her even more. The thought that she took over her life while she was captivated for X amount of years, which felt more like an eternity, just fueled her even more with just anger, despair, and with that, she grabs her head smirks and then just proceeds to bash it against the tile floor. Full strength, nothing held back.
All right. As she begins to scream even louder, I need to make a roll here. As a specific thing is going to happen here. As the first blow lands, her scream echoes. It is at this point that you see a massive beam of, the only thing you can describe it is weird itself, shoot through the ceiling, and you assume well beyond. It looks like a flash of verdant green light. But that does not stop you, I'm assuming.
No.
She starts sobbing uncontrollably as you slam her head the second time. Her body goes limp, but her chest still rises and falls. At this point, the tub has begun to overflow. Any blood that is on the ground is being slowly washed away by the overfilling tub.
She kind of gets off of her and just... Why? You know, this is all your fault. This really is your fault. You should have just left. But instead, you came by and you took my life. That's all you did, you selfish piece of trash. That's literally what you are, too. You're just trash. You're just trash. You are literally nothing. And then she kind of picks her up and throws her in the tub and starts to kind of just trying to drown her.
Just drown, or are you going to activate a contract?
I'm gonna do Touch of Winter. I believe that's what it is.
Intelligence plus science plus mantle.
Science. I don't have anything in science. 2 intelligence, 5 mantle.
-3.
-3. Okay.
So that's 4 die.
4.
You can will. Oh, you don't need to willpower. As the water in the tub turns into a block of ice. And that's when you hear the front door open. Honey, we're home. Leon, Francis, and Lark.
I'm dying. Wait.
Bugs are still charging back and forth, correct?
Yes, it is your go.
Alright, well, looks like the same one is getting shot.
You're going to ignore the one that has currently grabbed your friend and is injecting Lark.
Yeah, no, okay, that's a good point.
I mean, first Alien versus Predator. Let's go. Like, let's see how this turns out.
No, maybe not. But then again, you're probably already dead. So, yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna cold shot Head
On.
the one grappling Lark.
Okay, give me that roll.
I am spending a point of willpower additionally. I see. So I have done 11 damage, which equals or exceeds the size of the creature. So it is stunned.
Yes. Which means it immediately drops Lark free.
Hey.
So what is your Fey Pet going to do, Lark? Just cover your body at this point?
Well, I wanted to do something. Ride the falling leaves and just get onto his back.
How much
And just
glamour?
have him. Oh yeah, that is 2 glamour. Man, I don't know how to glamour.
That'll take 2 turns.
Okay, forget it. I'm just gonna get on his back. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, get on his back and start unloading my shotgun into the creature as Squinks is like just circling it.
So give me that roll. It will be able to apply. Oh wait, no, it's stunned. It doesn't get its defense.
Hey. Shotgun. There we go. Shotgun, and then it is firearm. Which I don't have. What else can I use? Great, I missed.
Roll me a stamina check, please. Francis.
Hey, okay. So what's happening? What's everybody doing? How's Lark looking?
Lark looks like she's out of immediate danger. The one that had grabbed her, that she had grabbed, and it seemed to have twisted the grapple to its advantage, seems stunned. The others, they haven't turned back around to face you yet.
Okay. I would still like to prepare for my dodge anyway, because he doesn't really have anything to face them head on, so keeping out of danger is his best option right now.
Alright. Well, Leon, these creatures seem to have some intelligence, as they seem to take flight now, grabbing the one that is still stunned by its tail and dragging it across the ground as they make their way back towards the hive.
They're getting shot at for every inch of ground they leave.
No penalty
Not that
still.
That's really good amount. Well, there's one that's still like wounded. Maybe I can drop him. But penalties, sorry?
No penalties. They're not far enough yet.
Okay. I am shooting at the previous one that was injured beforehand.
This one does fall out of the air.
Alright. Is it moving?
Its legs are kicking up into the air and slowly curling underneath of itself.
I don't trust it. It's getting shot again.
As you
Tap these things.
As you unload your second round into it, at this point the others have made their way out of range. As you continue to, I'm assuming you're going to keep blasting until there's nothing left of this, or
I'm
until you
making
need
sure
to reload.
It has no head. Yeah, I'm just gonna empty the magazine. Yeah, it's still a magazine technically by terms, even though it's a tube.
As you do that, this thing eventually starts just dissolving into millions upon millions of those little worms.
Leon, what's your flamethrower?
It's in the garage. Go get it now.
Go get it.
And start. It doesn't take too long to find. It's a little dinged up though.
I'm gonna run it back over.
And just unleash it.
Yeah.
However, the threat seems to have passed. You kill countless, and I mean countless in the very, very real sense of the word. You can't count how many that you've killed. But you also cannot count how many have escaped either.
Leon is gonna sigh, kind of look over the fields, look over his home, and give me the flamethrower.
I will hand it over. What are you going to do?
You want to take some of the stuff you've been working on first? Tools, supplies.
Fruit?
Something.
That can be salvaged.
Okay.
Anything of any value left is going to be in the garage.
Gonna try and take any of your goblin fruits, or
Wait, before you do that, do you have any medical supplies? And she kind of looks down at her stomach. How does the wound look?
The place where you were stabbed. It is a relatively small hole. Roll me a perception check. 1 success. As you look down at the wound, you can see it crawling with those worms.
Heck nah, that's gross. Change form. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna change form. Leaves. What else? Yeah. Kinds of leaves. Does anything fall out of me? That's kind of gross to put. Sorry, that's gross.
The answer to that is no.
Ah, this is gross. The medical one. Francis.
all right. So if I'm gonna look at the wound, is there anything that I can do? Can I cut it out? That's gonna be painful. But
As you look, you can see just on the opening of the wound alone, there's hundreds.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that is gross. My skin is actually crawling. Heal me. I look at him. Heal me after this. I look at Squinks. I tell him just slice my stomach open. He obeys my command. Just slice my stomach open.
What's its full damage dice pool, I guess? Because this is a...
Damage for Fae pets. I think 1 lethal? 2 lethal?
no. The full. How many dice does it use to attack?
Oh, 6.
So it's going to deal 6 lethal damage.
Mints. Heal me.
I think you're unconscious at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Ask
I'll
the
be in
medical
a coma.
student.
Yeah. I'll be in a coma after this. I don't care. I want it out. I'm doing this.
While if she goes down, I'm going to examine.
She's going down.
Yeah, I'm gonna examine the wound before I do anything. Make sure there's no creepy crawlies in there.
There's going to be... How much medicine do you actually have here?
3.
All right. Roll me intelligence plus medicine. Leon, this is actually kind of morbid for you to watch as well. Just
Leon's a little busy.
fair enough.
Yeah, he's the blowtorch and stuff.
Oh, look at that!
5 successes.
5
Excellent.
success.
Okay.
Take inspired medicine.
Yes, I will note that.
Now, everything that you notice here, multiple lacerations at this point. You can see damaged muscle tissue. You can see torn muscle tissue. She's bleeding in numerous locations. However, each of these bleeds, you can see, yeah, she is essentially completely infested.
That is. If I kill myself, will I come back alive? Is that for everybody? Is that like a everybody thing? No, it's just a him thing.
However, she is going to bleed out if you do not
Yes, I will.
begin.
I will begin. Gift of warm blood. What's medicine mental?
Use your blood like a detox too. Can I do like a detox cleanse? Just like get it all out.
I am actually going to use my blood. I will pay 1 point of lethal damage. That's so I don't have to pay the glamour cost.
Oh, you can do that.
2 successes. How come I don't get exceptional on that one?
So, Lark, how much damage do you actually have after that 6 lethal went through?
Okay, so I already had, what was it, 6 bashing? No. I think it was.
No, you had 6 lethal.
6 lethal.
Yeah, you have 5 aggravated damage.
Aggravated. One more.
And the other
slash.
boxes are full of lethal.
Yeah, and then everything else is full of lethal. So you got rid of 2 ag.
I'm gonna do it again. Another
you gonna-
lethal to me, yeah. Oh, that's better. 4 successes.
That would have gotten rid of all the ag.
No, I think does it remove it or does it scale it down?
It downgrades it from ag to lethal, lethal to bashing.
So it's
Okay,
still-
then never mind. Yeah. I thought it was complete heal. So she is now just full lethal and a little bit of bashing.
Okay.
However, probably need to do it yet again.
I'm just thinking, because full lethal is still bad. Here we go.
This is an IOU.
Another 2.
So at this point, the entire place is also blazing. Larkspur does come to at this point, but your persistent condition is going to kick in at this point.
Yeah, I figured. I was
So-
gonna ask when it was gonna hit me.
So essentially every single nerve ending is screaming.
I'm going to pick her up and carry her on my back to get out of here.
Squinks is probably gonna offer you a ride since you're holding me.
Well, I don't think we want to be in the hedge right now. Unless,
And-
well, I'm leaving the hedge.
He's leaving the hedge.
Leanna, are you following? As you backped.
Depends. How much more do I have? I got a lot of land to burn. I'm going to be honest with you.
Thankfully, this is fairly easy to burn. Even if you were to leave now, the entire place would catch on fire. You don't need to worry about that.
I'm
Got
going to
fire
stay and watch it
insurance?
burn.
All right, so Francis and Lark, you leave the hedge, while Leon watches his hollow burn. We're going to go back to Jimmy, who has arrived in New York City. As you enter New York, something does come to your mind. A couple of things come to your mind, actually. This is New York City. A lot of the music business is here. Just that occurs to you. Also, it occurs to you that the business card that you've kept, his offices are here.
Is he in the rock?
Hmm?
Is he in the rock?
You didn't have the pleasantries of discussing that, but he was interested the last time you spoke.
Sorry, the rock fella. Obviously,
No, I'm referring to the music producer that you met that one day.
No, I was just wondering if he's in the Rockefeller building.
Ah.
Just to...
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe worth stopping him. But... before that, let's go and find a homeless man.
Roll me wits plus composure.
One.
All right. We will go ahead and say it probably takes you roughly about 4 hours. You finally come to a man sitting upon a bench, feeding pigeons. He's in your typical, what you would consider your typical homeless garb. Gigantic blanket over himself, especially since it's getting late and it is autumn now. The night is somewhat chilly. However, what looks to be a nondescript homeless man to most looks kind of like The best way to describe him is if pigeons had a human form. And he's just tossing out breadcrumbs, stale cracker bits from what you can tell, as these pigeons, coo and peck at the ground.
I'm guessing they're not quite as impressive as the wildlife you had back home.
And kind of looks up at you with a very, very dull look. Oh, yet another one of you to come mock me.
Oh, it's a mocking. I'm here to propose a deal.
What sort of deal would that be?
Well, there's only one reason that you and anyone like you comes out our side and decides to remain here. Especially living as you do with exposed to all the elements, which I suppose you can't actually negate the effects of because, well, in the material world, you can't make contracts with rain here. So, we've got a problem with a huntsman and a keeper who's got quite the title, which someone like yourself might be interested in acquiring. You get to go back home. The huntsman that's giving us problems is removed from the equation, and we live out the rest of our lives here peacefully. No problems. We are.
Small smirk comes across his mouth. One, you and every other changeling in existence have this exact same issue now, don't you?
Pretty much.
Two, what makes you think I have any sort of power to be able to help you to begin with?
More than we do. You're once true fae. And I'm going to take out that roll of paper, just kind of begin to unravel it and just say, and as it sort of begins to extend, I won't even go like a third of the length and go, this is the title, by the way. And roll it back up. Quite the price.
I've heard of that individual, actually. Somewhat of a newcomer. There's a lot of interesting talk about that one. He tosses a bit more of the bird food out. What do you know of him outside of, obviously, your durance?
So, sorry, that's the keeper's title, right? Just to
Yes.
clarify. Yeah. The reason I had to play the same song for about, putting it to relative terms, probably about 6 years, non-stop. My fingers bled, I wore them down to the bone. Only for that thing to heal and back up and I could begin again. And
Speaking
if I
of,
stopped, I was beaten to within an inch of my life.
I am going to need a clarity roll from you then.
Thought might.
Yes. For this one, hold on.
I'm surprised it took so long. Isn't like just talking to a true fae a clarity roll?
Not. At 5, it's prolonged and intimate contact with a true fae. This isn't necessarily
Fair.
prolonged yet. However, reenacting or reliving a memory of your durance is going to be 4 dice.
So 3 with the touchstone.
Yes. Roll your weird, please. What is your weird?
3.
Please take a point of clarity damage.
Bashing. Or...
Yes. How does Jimmy respond to reliving, or not, kind of reliving that?
Steadies his hands, which have begun to shake, and like feeling that pain again, and just has to like check and make sure that everything is the skill is still there. Takes a moment, looks around, deep breath.
As he's looking at you, you see a smirk coming across his face, and he goes, "Ah, what a time to live through, isn't it? You remember it all." He continues to feed the birds. What would you want from me?
Well, I'm guessing you have a better idea of what that woman's capable.
No, actually. See, word... Not even word. This part of it is true. Very, very new to the scene. Sprouted up maybe a couple of years ago, according to what... He looks around. There's still some people moving about. These people would consider a year. So, he's a new force. They're a new force, I should say. Time in Arcadia doesn't work that way. It probably seemed much longer to you, and you may even be from a time before then.
I've been gone for 6 years, and I seem to be missing it for at least 40.
Yeah, time flows in odd ways.
No. Point remains, you've got a title to gain. You can take back your foothold in Arcadia. No more living like this. We get peace from that one hunting us down.
Once again, though, you have yet to tell me what you require of me.
I don't know, you do what you do. You kill them, steal their title, do what it is. Your ways aren't ours. But you take that title however you take it. And it's yours. Look at you. Back on the tower.
He sighs and just kind of stands up. If it was anybody else, this would be a much easier decision. That particular individual, and he points at the rolled up piece of paper, is a creature all to himself. If I am to do anything, he needs to be weakened in some manner first. One without a title only has a measure of power. He's orders of magnitude above me. But you're right, I would prefer to be there, or be dead, than here. Why not? Kinda shrugs his shoulders.
I'll hold up the paper and ask around. I'm sure you're not the only one. You probably know others better than I do. And, well, there's plenty to go around.
Fair enough. And he turns his back to you and begins to move away.
If, suppose, just so long as Central Park hasn't changed too much in the last 40 years or however long it's been, I'm going to go to the lake and dunk my head in it.
All right.
as it's literally walking away and wanting to throw up. And reliving the memories, dealing with the true Fae. Jimmy is not feeling great.
We will go ahead and switch back to Sonya. At this point, I need you to go ahead and roll me 4 clarity. 4 dice for your clarity since you just killed your own fetch. So that's -1, so that's 3 because you have your touchstone still.
One.
Please roll me your weird as a dice pool.
Oh, just straight weird.
Yep.
0.
No damage.
Wow.
As stated, you hear your husband's voice come from the front door. Honey, I'm home. Or we're home. And then you hear a little girl laugh.
Stands up, turns off the running water. And walks out. Hey, sweetie, I was in the bathroom. I was cleaning.
Did you shut the door behind you?
Yeah.
Little girl comes running up to you. Mommy, mommy! He's like, sorry I had to cut our date short. I almost forgot I had to pick her up from school.
That's okay. Sweetie, can you go to your room? I saw you had toys laying around, and I always say you have to clean up after yourself.
Kind of gives you a weird look. You've never really said that, but okay. And then she gives you a quick hug and runs into her room. And do you pull the door shut behind her since you're in that vicinity?
Yes.
Okay.
And after shutting it, she walks up to Brian and kind of puts her arm around his waist and kind of leads him to the kitchen. It's fine. How's the rest of your day been?
Oh, it was fine. Of course, that lovely, picnic in the park that we had was just amazing. It's been a while since we've been able to spend time like that.
It has been a very long time. So long. And she kind of takes out a plate, a knife.
He's like, what are you doing, honey? We already had lunch.
I was just gonna cut up some fruit. I figured we really should be eating more fruit. It's sweet. A bit of sugar for the day.
I think we have some mangoes or something in the fridge.
Can you grab those for me, please?
Yeah, sure, honey. And he turns his back, gets into the fridge, and you hear the bottom drawer open, the crisper drawer.
She kind of walks up to him, kind of looks at him, and she hugs him really tight. Do you remember the day our little girl was born?
Of course, she was so tired that day, but when you looked into her face, you just lit up. And of course, I lit up.
It was such a blissful day. And then she stabs his side with the knife.
He doesn't have his defense, so what would be your full dice pool? It would be your strength plus weaponry plus 1 from the knife itself.
Well, I have nothing on weaponry. I have 3 in strength.
So that'd be a total of 3 damage. As the knife goes in, you hear him kind of howl in pain. What the hell? Ow!
What the hell? What the hell? Yes, that is true. Very true. Because you want to know what else happened that night? I was dragged away. Kicking and screaming, and you were just there, laying there. You did nothing.
He tries to pull away from you at this point, clutching his bleeding side as he begins to put himself in between you and your daughter's room.
And she's kind of waving the knife at him. No. And then what's worse is that Lemmy could tell that wasn't me. She could tell. But you, my soulmate, my lover, my forever, you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell between me and a frickin' feather.
Hell are you saying? You're crazy. I'm and he starts reaching for his phone and he starts dialing.
At that, she lunges and tries to stab him again.
Not applying any defense here. He's a completely panicked mortal. He is going to scream.
And she kind of pulls the knife out, and she tries to, push him on the floor.
Not very hard at this point. 2 stab wounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So while you were here, and she carves down his right side, while you were here screwing someone else, I was in literal hell. I was eating things like not just dirt. I was eating glass, nails, metal, day and night. I couldn't even tell if it was day or night. And she carves another slice on his left side, so now he has 2.
At this point, he's screaming bloody murder, screaming for the daughter to get out of the house, which does bring her to the front door, obviously very traumatized and confused, as she now sees you over the top of her father with a knife, a very, very bloody knife.
But it's okay. But it's going to be all okay, I promise. I really promise. And she kind of digs her hand into the 2 sliced, hugging his, what's it called? His rib cages. And with that, I want to use the Touch of Winter contract and freeze whatever water he has, bodily water.
Please give me that
H2O?
roll.
Okay, I don't have anything in science, so that's -3.
Yes.
So that's a 4. Okay. Fail.
Your hands chill for a second, but it doesn't really matter as he bleeds out. But he doesn't freeze. Little girl's obviously in tears and has already slammed her door. You hear sobbing coming from the other room. And then from behind you, you hear a very slow and methodical clank, 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 clank.
She slides her hands out and stands up to look over.
You see the horned helmet of the huntsman as he stands behind you, clapping. He speaks very slowly and very deliberately. Well then, looks like our time together is done. One such as you no longer needs one such as me. If you have any unfinished business, I'd reach out to them. You have very limited time. Icy Maiden.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Changeling the Lost 2nd Edition. Once more into the Hedge, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology. Written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, how do you find the lost beauty in the agony of this life?